Everyone, Brian Hoops here with Midwest Market Solutions, bringing you another installment of our internet video series. Today is June 2nd, 2014. Be about the time you're airing this. We're recording this a little bit earlier than that, but we should be airing this right around the 2nd of June. Before we get started, let's remind everybody there is a risk of loss in trading futures and options, and it is substantial. And each investor and or trader must consider whether it's a suitable investment. And certainly this is not something you should be looking at as from a retirement standpoint, but this is money that you can afford to lose. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated results, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and services and sources that we believe are reliable, but we do not guarantee any information is accurate, complete, and should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee the advice we give will result in profitable trades. Okay, here's what we want to talk about today. We're going to pull up money management system here, and we've talked about the money management calculator before. There's a link to this on our website, and I've written some different articles about it before, but this is really the key, I think, that traders miss out on. And many people we talk with, they'll do a trade and they'll do one contract, maybe two contracts, just kind of hit or miss based off what they want to do. This money management calculator, of course, developed by Larry Williams, who we have talked about before on other different things. And this can really, I think, open a lot of eyes and doors as far as financially, do you want, how quickly you want your account to grow and how safely you want it to grow. A couple things here that we want to put in here. This is a spreadsheet I developed for Excel. It's the exact same spreadsheet that's available for download on our website. What you do is you can start with the account equity, and you just plug in whatever amount you want. If you start with 25, maybe your account is at 10. And for every trade that we recommend or that I take personally on my account, this is what I put in. I put in my account equity, and then you've got the account equity. Then your next one is trade risk. How much is risk on the trade? And that means how much are you willing to risk on any position. If your stop loss in soybeans is 1,500, you put 1,500 in. If it's a cattle trade, maybe you risk 450. You put 450 in. And that trade risk can change based off the specific trade that you're recommending. So you got to know your entry point, your stop. That way you can determine what your trade risk is, and then you just put your account equity in. Now the trade risk percentage. 10 is pretty standard, fairly aggressive. You could do more than that if you want to be a more aggressive trader. You could do 1 or 2% of your account. Of course, that'll change the number of contracts you trade, and this is just a math formula. This number of contracts is set at 2 based off $10,000 account, $450 risk in the trade, 10% risk percentage, and number of contracts is 2. Now, if you want to risk more than that, let's say you want to risk 20% of your trade, you're going to have 4 contracts to trade. Maybe you risk 15% of your account balance on this particular trade. It's going to be a number of 3. So all of these numbers are in relation to each other. The more you have in your account, let's say you have a $25,000 account, you're going to trade more contracts. So numbers that you are going to be pretty standard. This is your account equity. What do you have to trade? Trade risk. What's the stop? Those are the things that are going to change on a daily basis. Your risk percentage should really never change. It should be when you start out the year, you're going to determine how much am I willing to risk on any particular trade. 10 is fairly aggressive. You can be more aggressive than that and have higher percentage. Lower than that, maybe do 2%, 5%. All depends on your risk tolerance level. We also have another management calculator. This is more of a standard money management calculator. Pretty much the same thing, though. This is going to change. It's going to be off of the margin instead of the trade risk. I like the trade risk because I don't really care what the margin is so much. I care more about how much am I going to lose if my trade idea is wrong. So if you have 25,000 and you want to use the same 10% risk percentage, but instead of my trade risk being 450, the margin on this particular trade is 750, so my contract number is limited to free. So a couple different things, a couple different ways you look at it. If you're going to trade soybeans, maybe you're going to risk $1,500 per trade. But your margin on soybeans, maybe is 4,000. So under the same scenario, you're only trading one soybean. Here, you're going to trade two soybeans just based off of the margin and the trade risk. All right. So now let's look at how these can be applied. Got our money management calculator here. Now we're going to look at, these are our actual trades to date so far, how trades we've recommended and how they've gone. If you started with $10,000 and you just went with one contract of everything, you would have the same winning percentage as if you used money management calculator. And this is what we're referring to. The second column is the money management calculator. This is just using one trade. So same wins, same losses, same winning percentage, but the only differences here are the profits are magnified more with the second column, 37,600. That is due to the money management calculator, and so your ending account balance is just simply, almost 20,000 more by using our management calculator instead of doing one of every trade. Because as your account balance grows, and we're going to look at it here on this first trade, you should be trading more contracts. So we started the first trade. It's a corn trade, 5,000 bushel corn trade. We made $500 on it, and we traded two contracts under our system. Now, if we did just one contract, we traded two. So profit and loss was $1,000, and our count became 11,000 instead of 10,000 on the first day. The next trade, we did just one contract because of the risk on the trade was $800, and we used our calculator at the time, and so forth. So you can see here, these are the number of contracts traded, our actual trades. A lot of ones, a lot of twos. Here we had a 3 on the cattle because the trade risk was only about 540. Here's another 3. Here's another 3 in July corn. And here's one where we lost money, and silver lost actually $2,275. That was our trade risk going in. We only had one contract being risked at that time because of a higher trade risk. And we were fortunate at that point. Instead of doing, if we would have been doing twos of everything, we would have had double the trade loss. So our account balance got dropped back to 12,700. Now we're starting to see some more wins. We had a little bit of pickup here, another pickup in wins, and we keep going. Get these columns a little bit larger so we can see our account balance grow. So you can see now that we're trading, follow where the cursor is, we're trading 5 contracts of cattle instead of 1 or 2, and we made $3,100 on this trade. Here we did 4 contracts, we made almost $2,000 on this trade. Here we did 3 contracts, and we hit big on these bonds, and we made $8,800 on our bonds. Here's another one where we did 5 contracts. We only made $180 on the trade because we had 5 of them. We ended up with profit almost $1,000. You can see as we expand this out, 6 trades. Here we had 11 cocoa positions, but our risk was $410. We lost $4,500 on this trade and dropped our account balance back down to $4,000. But here, as we go into the end of where we're at currently in May, we're currently flat on our trades, and our balance has done, last couple trades, we had 5 contracts of meal, made $38.50. We had 11 contracts of corn instead of trading 1 or 2. Now we're up to 11 based off our account balance, which at the time was $41,297, and we ended up with $47,622. So let's go back to the beginning here. This is our ending account balance, and our profits soar. And that's the theory behind the money management calculator. We hope it works out well for you. We'd love to see you start to try using that. You can download the form at our website. It's also in our trade update newsletter that'll link you to the website. So take a look at that. And if you have any questions on how to use this calculator, give me a call and we'll discuss it. So have a great day. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon. This has been Brian Hoops.